Hello, and welcome to Art Snacks. In this Art Snacks episode, we're going to talk about the job of the blacksmith in colonial America while we draw a picture of some of the tools the blacksmith might use. So we're going to start by just sort of making a line that goes like this here. What we're drawing here is the anvil. Does anyone know what the anvil is? It was one of the tools the blacksmith used. It's a big, heavy piece of metal that you could hammer things on without tearing it up. Okay, and now on that anvil, the blacksmith would use a hammer, and they had lots of different types of hammers for lots of different purposes. We're going to draw one. And while that was metal, wood would come through, and they would put a little pin in here that would make the wood very tight inside the hole in the head of the hammer. They also used tongs to pick things up. Tongs, they're like a pair of scissors. Vices, or a vice, to hold things in place. And files of all kinds to smooth out or add textures or rough up or subtract, take away surfaces in metal. And this was a hard job. This was a lot of heat, a lot of hard work. Let's go ahead and make the handle for the hammer. And we'll just make a little thumb coming down here. Okay, and under here we'll have a few fingers. And that'll just be going off to the side like that. Now, what kinds of things did the blacksmith make? Well, anything made of metal at the time. Everything from wrought iron fences to handcuffs for our cuffs to bind people, to actually square cut nails. And I want to show you these. Back in the old houses, you'll see nails. They don't look round, they look square. And you actually can find these in old barns and old sheds, these square cut nails. And they're very interesting to look at. In making these things, you had to hammer them. Also horseshoes, and you've probably seen those, that when you're going to have your horse walking around all the time, you're going to wear its hooves out if you don't put on some nice metal shoes that you hammer in with square cut little horseshoe nails into the horse's hoof, the part that doesn't hurt, kind of like your fingernail, how you don't really feel it too much. Okay, so there's a little horseshoe on there. All kinds of things that the blacksmith could make. Now in the background, let's go ahead and make it look a little interesting back here. Let's put part of the foundry. And the foundry is the place where we do heated metal for pouring into molds, or for just heating it up so that it can be hammered and manipulated by the blacksmith on anvil. This might be brick back here. Okay, just a little sort of thing, and then inside there would be a hot fire. You might have some pieces of wood back here in a hot. I always picture the blacksmith all sweaty and hot because it was hot work. So I'll make it dark down here from all the charcoal from the burning fires in the past. So they could take a hot piece of metal right out of the fire and start hammering on it. Sparks would fly. Okay? And that is the job of the blacksmith in colonial America. See you next time.